Hello and welcome to the show. In today's video, I thought I would show you how to unlock the Phantom skins in Battlefield 2042 for the Assault class. And when you complete this challenge, you will actually unlock 4 different skins, one for each operator in the Assault class. And with that being said, obviously you want to run an operator from the Assault class and equip them with an assault rifle because that's their primary weapon. And in this case, I'm running McKay with the M5A3. And as far as my secondary goes, doesn't really matter. Pick a secondary. My gadget is going to be armor plate, maybe help me survive. And then the last item I'm running is a frag grenade. And so once you have this set up for your operator, you hit escape back out. And now you need to pick a play mode. And even though we're playing Conquest map, you'll want to go to Portal. And you could browse for a map in Portal and you'll get a long list of maps. But if you click on search down here at the bottom of the screen and enter skin under the search tab and click apply, you will find a variety of different maps that pertain mostly to this challenge for the Phantom skin. Now, I've tried this Phantom skin solo map. It didn't work, and I don't know if it's because the XP was restricted. Also, you started out the US side of the map. That didn't really work either. Now, this map looks like it would work. You get full XP, and so you could give this one a shot. Now, I actually gave this map a shot, and there was an issue as the vehicles that they've modified for this map seem to camp on the points, and they'll kill you, and you can't actually die while trying to complete this challenge. So I actually created my own map under the host tab. If you click on host, I'll give you a code so that you can actually use my map that seemed to work really well for me. And so if you click on experience code up here at the top of the menu, that will pull up this area where you enter the code of AB51NQ. That's the code for my particular portal map. Once you've done that, click confirm, and you'll see that will bring up the Phantom skin lobby. We're on the Spearhead map. That is also a requirement. And now you're set to go. But before you actually click host server, I recommend putting in a password. It can be anything you want. Just make up a password that will keep some asshat from getting in the game with you and ruining your experience. Because believe me, if someone else loads in, they're probably going to kill you and ruin it. Now you can click host server, and you're probably going to get this error that says that there is global game quota exceeded. So you're going to have to probably spam the host server button for a little while. It only took me, in this particular case, I think less than a minute or around 1 minute of spamming the button. And as you spam the button, eventually you're going to see perhaps a different looking error, which looks like no server found. And once I started getting this error, it wasn't long. Actually, it was 3 clicks and I was in the game. So now the game will actually load up. You can see Phantom Skin Lobby on the Spearhead map. It will take a moment for the server to kick up and load the map. But once it does, you're going to be set to go, and you want to make sure you load in over on the Russian side of the map and never get in a vehicle. You cannot use vehicles to complete this challenge. So once you've confirmed you're loaded in on the Russian side of the map, you'll want to proceed to A1 when the game starts, capture it, go to A2, then B1, then C1, and finally C2. And after capturing C2, you need to get 10 kills before capturing D1. That's the order you need to do it in. And again, you cannot die before you complete the challenge. Otherwise, you have to start all over. So in this case, you can see I'm running over here to A1 to capture A1. And I'll admit, this took me a couple tries to actually complete. There's some folks who said it took them 10 minutes to do this. I don't want to BS you. It took me a couple tries to actually complete this. And so while I'm capturing A1, my AI bot teammates decide to capture A2, which I need to actually capture A2, and that means I'm going to have to restart. Now I'm on a computer, and so I just hit the escape button to restart, go down to admin and restart map, confirm, and the map will actually reload and I can start over again. Now, another reason you might have to restart, as I mentioned before, is if you die while trying to complete this challenge, you're going to have to restart the challenge, and in this case you'll see the helicopter actually guns me down before I can continue. And so again, I hit the escape button on my computer, scroll down to admin, restart map, confirm, and now I'm ready to give it another shot. Alright, so we restart the new map. We're getting ready to spawn in. Again, want to make sure we're spawning in over on the Russian side of the map. Once we confirm we're deploying over here on the Russian side of the map, we want to run over to A1, capture that, proceed to A2, cap that, then B1, then C1, and C2. Once we capture all of those points, we then need to get 10 kills before we capture D1, and then we capture D1 and we complete the challenge. So we jump off the plane here. Now I do like to run with my knife up to at least C1 because I'm not going to more than likely encounter anyone before then, and this is the fastest way to get around the map is with my knife out. So I run over here to A1, get in a little hiding spot because the aircraft from the enemies can gun you down, and so we want to be safe. And it looks like the coast was clear on this run, so now I'm ready to run over here to A2 and hopefully beat my AI teammates to A2 and actually capture A2 without dying. And so we run over here, begin the capture process of A2. Now again, I'm hiding from the jet. You saw it fire a couple rounds at me. Here it's going to come back at me and shoot a couple more rounds. You want to make sure you're safe because if you die during this challenge, you're done. Now, one thing you want to make sure of, up at the top of the screen there, you can see when I capture A2, I get an objective ribbon, and when I capture C2, I'll also get an objective ribbon. If you're not getting those objective ribbons, this challenge is not going to reward you with the skins. Now, we're headed over here to B1. We still need to be wary of that jet flying around trying to kill us. But we head over here to B1. That's the next one we need to capture. And we want to be as safe as possible while capturing this. And so we're hiding from that jet. You can see he's probably shooting at my teammates. And now you can see he's looping back around. So we're going to have to be careful as we proceed over here to C1, which is the next point we need to capture. There goes that jet. He is going to probably shoot at us, but I have found underneath the building, while not 100% safe, they can shoot you from under the building. But I tend to try to capture this point here. I'll put on some armor. Now I'll pull out my primary because in C2 there is a good chance we'll run into enemies. So now we have captured C1 and we can proceed over here to C2, which is inside this building. I find taking this route in through this side door and turning right and then left puts us right on the point. So now we're capturing the point. I will typically hang out in the server room. There we captured the point and I got my ribbon you saw at the top of the screen. Next would be D1, which the enemy just captured, and I need 10 kills before we capture that. So I'll typically hang out in the server room as the AI bots from the other team tend to run around in that main room and I can pick them off one by one. So now my strategy is to wait, especially with that jet outside. I don't want to go outside and try to find the enemies to kill them and risk the chance of being taken out by the jet. So I'll just sit back here. You can see now there's 2 enemies on the point, 3 enemies on the point. There I take out my first enemy. So now we've got 9 to go. Another thing I do is I'll wait and see if a teammate will come to revive him, and sure enough, here comes his teammate. But he didn't actually come to revive him, so we'll take him out. There, we got him. 2 down, 8 to go. Another one down. There, a teammate comes to revive. I could have perhaps let him revive and then killed both of them, but I decided to go ahead and take him out. There will be plenty of opportunities. Another thing I have run into is running low on ammo, so you might want to go out here and pick up ammo off of the enemies that you killed. And so we still have 4 enemies in the building. They've actually captured the point, which is okay. We captured it when we needed to. Looks like my teammate got taken out. Another enemy down. We're at 5 eliminations. We're halfway there. And there's now 7 enemies on the point. So that might be a few too many enemies. But we get this guy running out of the building, so now we're up to 6. And we've got a teammate coming in to help us. Sometimes teammates can be more of a hindrance than a help. You can see my AI teammates are starting to take out some of the enemies on the point. So I'm going to push up and try to get my last couple kills in. Here we get our 7th elimination. Somehow those 2 AI bots were hanging out together, my teammate and the enemy. Now I need ammo. I'm in desperate need of ammo. I have 3 more, I believe, eliminations to go, and I'm going to need ammo. So I actually jump down to grab ammo and find this guy getting ready to res his teammate. So now we're down to 2. I come around the corner and there's another enemy. But I'm down to 15 rounds, and I think I need 1 more elimination. So I heal up, and I'm pretty confident I can get that elimination with 15 rounds. But it wouldn't hurt to pick up some ammo. However, that guy didn't appear to have any ammo, so I'm off to get my 1 more elimination with 15 rounds left to go. There is 1 enemy on the point. There they are. Bam! Challenge of 10 eliminations complete. Now I need to head over to D1 and capture D1. That enemy had ammo, so I'm at least up to 40 rounds in case I need to fight anybody over on D1. But we head over to D1. It's now raining outside. That's kind of cool. I've got my 10 eliminations. All we need to do is cap D1, and we are finished with this challenge. So I find a spot to hide. Odds are that jet is still flying around. So I'm just going to hide under here and wait to capture the point. But at the same time, I need to be prepared in case any of the AI enemies come and try to challenge me. There goes the jet flying by. You see him shooting at probably one of my teammates. Now we're starting to actually capture the point. We're just about finished if we can survive. There goes the jet again. Boom. Finished. We're getting all of the 4 skins you can see at the top of the screen. Mission complete. And so I think that pretty much wraps it up for today's video. We captured all 4 Phantom skins for the Assault class. And if you found this video helpful, maybe you could do me a favor, spike a like. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. Also, if you like Battlefield videos, you might want to shoot that subscribe button, as I'll be doing more in the future. And so with that all being said, until next time, remember, seek and destroy. See ya.